everybody, this is Beth McCullough, and I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Iowa in the United States. And I do live videos every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Central with my sweet husband, Steve.
Hi, everybody.
So is this a favorite part of your week, hon?
You know, any time that I get to spend with you is my favorite part of the week.
Oh, yeah. I pay him to say that, so...
I try and hit the target whenever possible.
Well, I hope you're all having a wonderful evening. It's fun as you get on. Say hi, tell us where you're from and what you've been up to. I'm going to get started tonight and tell you what we're making first. This is the thank you card we're making. It is a fun fold. It opens this way, but it's easy to make, but I think it's cute. I hope you like it too. This is actually my voting card for January. I do Kylie's International Highlights every month, and a lot of you have been voting for me. I sure appreciate that. Honey, have you voted for me?
I have been voting for you, and it's super easy to do. So I get the email saying you've done your blog post, right? And right there in the email, there's a link that you can click, and it takes you to Kylie's page, and then you vote for the card.
Yeah, you have to, in the upper right-hand corner, you have to turn the heart red, and that means you voted. And you can vote for up to 5 cards, but you don't have to. You just have to vote for mine for sure.
So what she's really saying is she wants you to just vote
no,
for
No,
her
no,
card.
no. I want you to vote for however you want to vote. I am not going to commit voter fraud here.
We need a voting rights bill to prevent that.
We do. But what if they don't get an email to my blog, if they haven't subscribed?
Then they can go to your blog and look at your post.
Right.
And they're right there in the post, there is a link to click to go vote.
Right. That is true. Or you can go on Facebook on Stamping Mom, and there's a post there too, to go there.
Lots of posts.
This is the card we're doing. And this, I love this suite. So I'm part of Creativity Abounds, and it's demonstrators from all over the world. And we're doing this stamp camp January 28th and 29th. And the best part is it's free. So you get a card kit to make 12 cards, and there's written tutorials and video tutorials. Then on the 28th and 29th, we do 12 more cards live. There's not a card kit for those, but you have the supplies to cut the things and make them. And it's all free. You just have to order the suite from me. And the suite is on page 32. It's $90 for the suite, and it includes everything on page 33.
So to be clear, when they buy the suite from you, then they get the stamp camp and everything else for free.
Correct. But you have to use the host code that Steve has on the lower right of the screen. You have to do the host code so I know you want the stamp camp. And unfortunately, this ribbon, the white frayed ribbon, is not available. So what you're going to have to do is buy the Artfully Layered bundle. You can skip the ribbon and buy everything else on this page. The sea glass shapes, the vellum, and the DSP. You can order some other ribbon or order what you want up to $100 to get 2 SAB things, whatever you want. And then you get the stamp camp free. I'll send you the card kit. You'll be in an exclusive Facebook group. And if you're not available that weekend, don't worry. You can still watch it whenever you want. It will be out there forever. So
you can go back and rewatch it.
Rewatch
as you're
it.
looking how to make the card that you really love that was made
exactly
as one of the live presentations.
But if you don't have all these pieces, you won't be able to make the cards. So
Barb Kingsley just shared this video.
You know, that is the best way to show us love.
And so did Becky.
Becky, thank you, you guys. If you could share the video and like it, and actually going on YouTube and liking the video and subscribing helps even more. And we are live over on YouTube too. But it's fun. Today's the new catalog day. It's the first day I actually got to open this up and show you things. So it's super pretty. Here's another page, 34, shows the stamp set too. So this is great cards you can make for anybody, for any occasion. So I think you'll get a lot of use out of it. Okay, so to make this card, we are going to start with a piece of Coastal Cabana, one of my favorite colors. It's 5.5 by 8.5. And you're going to put the left edge the long cardstock at the top at 4 1/4. Am I in the camera for this, honey?
Perfectly.
And guess what? You have a banner. We have lots of banners tonight.
Okay.
So if there's a measurement and Steve isn't giving you the banner, yell at Steve online, write him a note and say, hey, dude,
get with it. All caps. I mean, really let me have it.
Okay. So the left edge is at 4 1/4, and we're going to score it like a normal card front. Now hold your cardstock here. Don't move it, because now you're going to take the cutting blade, and you're going to go down to 2 3/4. Can you see my yellow? I have a 1/4 inch strip down here on my ruler, so I can see exactly where 2 3/4 is. And I'm going to bring the cutting blade down to 2 3/4. And then go ahead and flip the cardstock with the short side at the top and the cutting edge to the left, also at 2 3/4. And then I'm going to come down right to where it cut. This is how I'm cutting off the top half of my card. Okay. And here's what you end up with. A card base with this top half missing. Okay. Does anybody have questions?
A nice rectangle of Coastal Cabana for reuse at a different time.
Actually, for reuse right now.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's efficient recycling right there.
You know, I like to use all the pieces. I am a little Scandinavian. We don't waste things. So take your piece you cut off. And if you have the Tasteful Textile 3D embossing folder or some other cute embossing folder you like, you can use whatever you have. I put this in the embossing folder, ran it through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and it came out like this. And then I trimmed it a little. I actually trimmed it down so it's 2 5/8. Do you have a banner, Steve?
I do.
By 4 1/8.
I'm keeping up with you.
Now you could, if you don't want to trim it down, just put it on here and you can. I just left, if you can see, a little 16th inch border around there just because I thought it'd look cute. But you don't need to trim it down if you want to just do the whole thing. I'm going to take my adhesive and add this to the front flap of the card.
So while you're doing that, I'm going to do some shout outs.
Who's here tonight?
Bridget was the very first person to jump on.
Does Bridget win a prize?
And she also said y'all, which is what we're doing now that our Texas
kids
fiance Cal has been here. We're y'alling all over the place.
At least Steve is. And he's got his dress cowboy boots for the wedding.
Yes. So, and I also have my hat, but I've been told that I can't wear the hat. So,
you know, it was kind of funny. We haven't been able to see Steve's brothers during COVID, but his little brother and their 4 kids and all their significant others, all 10 of them, piled into a big SUV and drove up here. I have to keep going. He wants me to stop talking.
But you got to do multitasking. So anyway,
Matthew wore his cowboy boots. He's like practicing for the
wedding. And so I just take that as more affirmation, right? That's what I should be doing. Everybody else does it. So I think I should do it too.
So we're inside the card now. We have the textured on the front flap. We have a banner for this. It's Evening Evergreen, and it's 4 inches by 5 1/4. Now, if you are watching this, like is Ruth on tonight, and you do metric, this is really easy. Just do your normal card layers, and then we're using dies, so it'll work out. I almost put the centimeters on here. Give me a shout out if you want centimeters.
So Holly, and I think it's pronounced Scruton, is watching from British Columbia.
Do you want metric, Holly? You can let me know. Now I'm on to the basic white layer. This is 3 3/4 by 5. So I'm just going down in 1/4 inch increments. And I'm going to adhere this right to the Evening Evergreen.
It's like I almost know what I'm doing with these layers. And
you know, I am so proud of you, Steve. Okay, next what I did is I took a piece of evening evergreen. It measures 2 1/4 by 2 1/4. And do you have these? I love these adhesive sheets. And I'm going to show you how I did it. So I have my piece, pretend the whole piece is here, 2 1/4 by 2 1/4. And then what I did is I cut a 2 1/4 by 2 1/4 out of the adhesive sheet. And I ripped off the part of the paper that has words on it. And I stuck it on the back of my 2 1/4 evening evergreen. Now on the front side, I grabbed the leaf die. And of course, this comes out of the Artfully Layered bundle. And I ran this through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And this is what you end up with. You have 2 inside pieces that come off. So we're going to throw those away.
You actually threw pieces away?
I threw something away.
I'm proud of you, actually. That's good.
But the best part of this is this, I don't like glue showing. Do you ever get glue on your card because it smushes out? Steve saying yes.
Yes.
Okay. So on the back, we have the adhesive sheet. And this makes it so easy. So I'm just going to grab the corner and pull the adhesive sheet off. Be careful not to rip my die. That would be a bummer to rip my die in front of all of you. Steve would have to scurry around and cut another one.
I can do that though. I am your assistant. I'm supposed to do that.
You're good at scurrying.
So while you're doing that, I'm going to start a new contest, and that is who has it the coldest? Because we have folks on from British Columbia, we have folks from Wyoming and South Dakota, and lots of places north. So I'm just curious. We're supposed to have a cold spell the next couple days. And we're going to be down in the single digits with below 0 wind chills. So I'm wondering, it'll make me feel better. This is going to sound bad. Make me feel better to know other people have it worse, right? I'll be thankful.
Stephen Wayne.
No, I'll be thankful that it's only in the teens or in single digits compared to what other people have going on.
Look at this die cut. Do you see there's no glue smeared anywhere? You don't have the adhesive sheets, you need them. It's on the adhesive page in the Stampin' Up! Catalog, but I really like that. Okay, now we're going to do the front. And do you see I kind of framed it with the leaf? That was on purpose. Okay, so now we're on the outside. And what I have next is we're going to take a piece of the Designer Series paper, and you want the orange leaf to show, but the way the paper is, it's going to show, right? So you're going to cut that at 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. And then I actually ran that through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss. I use these dies a lot. So for this one, the DSP, it's the 4th largest die. I ran it through, and I like the way it looks on the back of this card, because it has the stitching. It just gives it a nice finished look, because you're really going to see this. Normally you don't see the back of it. You could also cut it if you don't have the rectangle dies. But after I ran it through, then I took these foam adhesive sheets. I really like these too, foam adhesive strips. And I put those right along the edge of the front side of the Designer Series paper. Okay, then I got some, I have another frame for you, Steve. 3 1/4 by 4 3/4 of Calypso Coral. And I ran that through with the 3rd and the 5th. And I actually run these through together. I make a lot of frame cards. I think they look really cool.
Oh, I am actually one banner behind you. So the last thing you did was 3 inches by 4 1/4 DSP.
3 inches by 4 1/4. This is this DSP. And I ran it through, and then with the 4th largest, and then I put the strips on the top.
Okay. And
then go to the next one, and we're cutting this frame. So we have the Calypso Coral. I'm looking over here at the measurements because I can't memorize them all. Could you memorize all these?
You know, you do pretty well.
So thank you. So I ran that through with the 3rd and the 5th, and you can run it through separately and do it 2 times. I run it through together, and I put a piece of washi tape on here, and I run it through and just make it so the frame has the same amount of space on all the sides. And this is what you end up with.
Okay, we have a technical difficulty question.
What's that?
Tony is having your video go in and out. And so I'm wanting other folks that are watching to report in the comments if you're seeing the same thing. I'd like to try and diagnose whether that's our broadcast or whether it's on Tony's end. So if other people, would you please let me know, yes or no, whether you're seeing any lags on your video?
Okay, so now what I'm taking off is the adhesive, the paper off the strips.
Uh-oh.
Are other people saying they have issues too?
Elaine says hers is fine.
Okay.
So it's kind of hit and miss.
So I'm going to turn this over. Actually, I'm not. I'm going to leave it right side up. And I'm just going to put this frame on here. On the adhesive strips. Yay. Okay, so it's popped up. It looks really nice. Then what I did is I got back out some more evening evergreen, and I ran it through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss with these little tiny leaves. And I didn't think you wanted to watch me put all of the little tiny leaves on here. So I got started before you got here. I took my U-Pick tool, and what I did, do you know how to do this? There's sticky stuff on this side, and these leaves are tiny. So what I did is I picked up the front side, the side that I want up on the frame. I picked it up, and then I put a little glue on my silicone mat. I love these silicone mats. Now you can see some of the leaves are hanging off. You want to make sure you don't put glue on the part that's hanging off, but I put glue everywhere on the part that's on. Here, I'll put this one out here. So I'm going to take this, and I just layered the leaves in all different directions. There's no right way to do it. So I'm going to make sure I have that's the right side. So I want to pick it up by the right side, and I'm going to dip it in the glue again.
Another neat little tool.
It is. I have all the toys. Stampin' Up! Does a good job.
Okay, I just filtered, so I want credit for that.
What were you going to say, my dear?
I was just going to double down on that comment, but then I remembered it wasn't a good idea.
Okay. Okay, so your frame is all put together. Now, don't put glue on the top because there's no glue going here. So be careful. You only put glue on the bottom and line it up how you want it to look. I wanted kind of the same amount of space all around. And I really like that leaf sticking out the top. So I'm going to be really careful and just put adhesive on the bottom. What were you going to say, Steve?
I was going to say that it's really ironic that when I asked people to report how cold it was, the majority of the comments were from the people in the South with more balmy temperatures.
Okay, so are they bragging?
Well, not necessarily bragging, but I mean, I think they're proud of their decision to be where they are. But I'm sure that everybody else is proud to be where they are too, because it's a beautiful country all around.
Are we proud to be where we are?
We are. I mean, you know, okay, for those people that have it cold, we're all in this together. Mm-hmm. And it just shows that we have fortitude, that we are either that or we're just really silly in the head, that we're not smart enough like the people that went south, or we're just people that love the snow. And I have to report that when our future daughter-in-law came up, she loved watching it snow. She literally—
Can you call her Amy?
Amy sat and watched it snowing and just loved it.
Stood and watched. And I'm like—
And you know, that was a good thing, because then I stood and watched for a minute. I said, huh, it really is pretty. I think when you see it all the time, you just lose track of, take it for
Although
granted.
we haven't seen it this year. That was our first big snow, was Saturday. Okay, so let me talk again for a minute. Squeeze in on your story. The thank you, I stamped it with Versamark on Evening Evergreen and used the white embossing powder. And then I got out my stitched rectangles one more time, and I cut the sentiment out with this smallest rectangle out of this set down here. Now, because this is popped up so much, I put 2 layers of dimension. So what would we call that? Double dimensionals?
Double dimensionals. I love it. That's iterative.
And then we're going to put...
Just like the dimensionals are iterative.
We're going to hang this over. So I don't want glue on the very edge. So I'm actually going to put the glue on the frame, because I don't know exactly where that's going to end up. So I'm having the sentiment hang over, and then it's gluing the sentiment there, and then the double dimensionals, it's getting it pretty much at the right level all the way across. That is it. How easy is that?
I love this card.
It looks
is
cool.
So pretty.
So it would be great if you would vote for the card. I would love it if you would sign up. If you buy the Sweet Collection from me, minus the ribbon, you'll get the card kit and the stamp camp and all that, which would be amazing too.
So I need to apologize. I haven't
Did you have people do Prize Patrol?
Well, not yet, but I also didn't get a chance to comment on everybody else's comments. We had lots of people chatting tonight, and so I want to apologize.
Where have you been, Steve?
If I didn't, well, there's this thing about you making cards that really interrupts my chatting with people or commenting on the comments.
And I gave him so many banners. Every time there was a measurement, I put a banner on there.
Right.
So sorry, we were banner heavy tonight.
So let me just give you a few comments real quick.
Wait, can they put Prize Patrol in while we're doing?
Let me put up the overlay that tells you what to do.
Yeah, if you're new here tonight, say hi. We do Prize Patrol every Tuesday. 2 weeks ago, Steve gave away some fudge, and then it was heavy, and we put it in cute boxes. But we had to make fudge one more time. How come?
Well, because we had
a couple people.
We ate fudge, okay, which we normally don't do, but we had.
Wait, you ate fudge.
Both of our older sons and a fiance and a girlfriend, and we had a wonderful dinner with Bree and Amy,
and steak
it was great,
and pasta,
but we didn't have any dessert.
No dessert, because we don't eat dessert.
So then I had the brilliant idea, but we still have fudge, and it was all wrapped up, ready to give to people.
It was all accounted for.
It got unwrapped because we needed to break into it. So then we didn't have enough fudge, so I had to make it one more time. But did you know there is a current national shortage of marshmallow cream? I went to our major supermarket here, and they had a sign up: no marshmallow cream available, national shortage. And they gave you a suggestion on how to make it. Well, I thought I'll just get miniature marshmallows and I'll try and make it that way, because really, what is marshmallow cream but melted marshmallows? It turns out there's more to it.
They told him to use mini marshmallows and corn syrup, but he thought he
there's
knew
plenty
better.
of sugar in there already. I don't need corn syrup. So I made it, and I put in miniature marshmallows.
Wait, should I show them what it looks like?
Sure. And what happened was there's just a different consistency. So when I went to cut it to try it, first of all, I knew when I put it in a pan that it looked weird. And then when I went to try it, it's got the consistency of caramel.
Yeah.
And that's because the marshmallow is recongealed, and it makes it.
This is the entire. He made fudge taffy. Is that a thing?
It is now. So basically,
and he took all the time to wrap. They're not equal shapes.
They're not uniform. What happened was they started out
first,
nice and small, and then I got really bored, so I just made them really big.
Look at all this.
Yeah.
Is it edible?
I think it is. It's just a different consistency. It tastes just like fudge, but it's got the consistency of caramels. So who knew? I think now I'm gonna make it every year just for a twist.
But Steve went to the store tonight, and one store had marshmallow cream.
Yes, and I stocked up. So what are we going to give away for a prize tonight, honey?
So what we were going to give away was a tutorial bundle of your choice. You can look on my blog and there's lots to choose from. And I was going to give away the thanks and hello embossing folder, which is super cute. These are in the annual catalog. But if you win either one of these and would rather have fudge, but it's going to be a square and I can't put the box in. The shipping has gotten so high. It's literally just a square of fudge wrapped in saran wrap. So you don't get the pretty box. I need it to be under a certain weight.
Oh, Bridget wants us to give away some fudge taffy.
Fudge taffy?
So we'll stick a couple of those in there too, just so you can try it and report back to everybody whether it was edible or not.
So are we having 2 people win tonight like usual?
Sure.
How many people are in Prize Patrol?
23.
23. Okay.
So if you haven't entered yet, type in hashtag Prize Patrol in the comments.
Are you going to tell them about your new rule that you can only win once a month?
I think just to make sure that everybody
Steve
gets a chance.
Steve wants everyone to be a winner.
We should pass a rule that says you can only win once a month because it is a random drawing.
But for some reason, the random drawing likes to pick Chris's one week.
Yeah, it's the same first name.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
So
if you already won in January, if you want to tell us that you'll pass and give it to someone else, we can do it again.
But we'll have you volunteer if that's what you want to do, if you've already won in January.
So for the first Prize Patrol, it's going to be a tutorial bundle, or you can choose a block of the good fudge. He made a really good batch tonight.
A regular batch.
A regular
with marshmallow cream, one of the best batches of the season.
Or you can have the fudge toffee if that's
taffy.
Taffy. Toffee.
Taffy.
Taffy.
I think it's taffy. It has the consistency of taffy. Or caramel.
Okay. So are we ready? Are we ready to go?
All right,
we're up to 24.
Okay. I'm glad we got one more person to enter. We're going to share screens and then we're going to get started.
Yeah, you'll have to tell us in the comments what you want. You can email me at beth@stampingmom.com and let me know what prize
Here we go.
you want. But this is for a tutorial bundle or one of the fudge things. You can pick. Who will it be tonight? Mary Hazlitt Harris. I know she hasn't won in January. You won last fall, but it's been a while. So congratulations, Mary. Let me know. Do you want to choose a tutorial bundle, or do you want fudge taffy or a square of good fudge? It's like a 3x3 square. So what about number 2, Steve?
So why don't we give away fudge taffy and we'll just send it to the next winner and they can tell us whether it was any good or not. You can decide if you don't want it. Okay, just say pass.
We don't usually spend this much time worrying about the prizes.
But I really would like somebody to try it and tell me
fudge? I think they want the fudge. Although maybe they have New Year's resolutions and they're not
fudge
eating
this year, but they could eat fudge taffy.
Okay. So prize number 2 is the embossing folders that's in the annual catalog. It's current, or fudge taffy.
Okay, here we go.
Good luck, everyone. And thanks for joining us. Holly Paulson, congratulations. So let me know, Mary and Holly, what you would like for your prize out of the options that we gave you. And the best compliment you could give us is to like and subscribe and share our videos. We'd really, really appreciate that if you'd invite your friends to join us on Tuesday nights. We try really hard to be here every Tuesday night, don't we?
We do.
It's a high priority. So these are the cards for today. You guys are awesome. I'll go back through the comments. If you had any questions, I'll answer those. You can also send questions to Beth@stampingmom.com. Please consider ordering that suite for me so you can do the stamp camp and get the card kit. Anything else, Steve?
No, just want to thank everybody for joining tonight and thank you for all the comments. I really appreciate it when people are giving us feedback.
And I'll try not to have so many banners next week so Steve can actually be talking to you instead of
I just have to be more coordinated. I can walk and chew gum, maybe.
You can. Yeah. Have a great week, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.